Prominent Democrats are not only warning about what Zohran Mamdani could even do or get done in New York City. I'll show you that what happened at the Bill Maher show. But first, we have this young lady who is flat out dropping some crazy big news about Zohran Mamdani days, less than a week before, or about a week. I think we got about 10 days, less than 10 days before the election in New York City, where Curtis Lewa, Governor Cuomo, and Zohran Mamdani, he leads everybody, he leads the pack. But New Yorkers are beginning to find out that it's not what you think. In fact, this is Erica Laban. Not sure who she is, but she's dropping some crazy, crazy knowledge with receipts and proof of who this guy really is. Take a listen.
You know what gets me? The fact that nobody seems to know what Mamdani actually said, and so he gets away with saying stuff like this.
I have never, not once, spoken in support of global jihad.
He has actually plainly confessed his support for global jihad in the 2008 landmark case, US versus the Holy Land 5. 5 people were convicted of providing material support to Hamas by way of millions and millions and millions of dollars in violation of federal law while disguising it behind charity. Those 5 people were sentenced to 65 years in a federal correctional facility. They were called the Holy Land 5. In 2017, under the pseudonym Mr. Cardamom, Mamdani himself drops a rap song in which he states, "My love to the Holy Land 5. Okay, my love to the people who funneled millions to Hamas. You better look them up." Now I know you're thinking.
Okay, she's dropping receipts. He actually did this. She's dropping the receipts. Anybody saying otherwise about this, please let me know. He has also, I think there was somebody that went up to him and literally asked him to denounce jihadism. So there's a lot going on here, but she's dropping the receipts. He actually dropped the song.
Now I know you're thinking maybe his views have changed. It's been several years. His views have not changed. When he was recently asked, do you think that Hamas should lay down its weapons? That's it. His answer was that he had no opinion. When you have openly supported the funneling of millions of dollars to Hamas, and since then they have committed a massacre that killed 1,200 Israelis and have shot and killed Palestinians at point blank range, and you now have no opinion on whether they should disarm, that's another way of saying, I support the terrorists. And that couldn't be clearer. And you know what worries me as an Iranian? The fact that this is the exact path that led to the revolution in Iran. It was this exact marriage of socialism and Islamism that we are now seeing people fall for again here. That also started by dividing society into oppressed and oppressor, mustakbirin and mustasafin. And the oppressor was, guess who? The elite, the wealthy, the ruling class that had to be eliminated for justice and utopia to prevail. Guess what were all of the promises made by Khomeini? Free transportation, free electricity, free water. Nobody should go unhoused. The same utopian false promises that have led to death, destruction, devastation, gulags, labor camps, everywhere that it's touched. How do we know that this is identical to every other iteration in human history? Because what ends in totalitarianism starts at its core. And what is at the core of totalitarianism? It's absolutism. What is absolutism? It is a binary. What is a binary? Oppressed and oppressor. What does that lead to? It leads to dehumanizing everybody on the wrong side of the binary. What does that lead to? Calling for the elimination of the oppressor. What have we been celebrating for the past few years in the United States? The elimination of the oppressor. That is how we are walking the path to totalitarianism, and we literally cannot see it. Do you know why we can't see it? Because do you think totalitarianism introduces itself as such? Of course it doesn't. When it knocks on your door, it calls itself liberation.
Oh, man. So this is a video. By the way, her name is Alika Laban, not Erica Laban. So excuse me, young lady, young, beautiful lady, by the way. Wow. Okay, so she is coming out with receipts as to what it is that this man feels. Now, there have been many videos, again, from Christians warning about this. And again, she says here that he has given his support to global jihad, excuse me, meaning advocating for armed struggle jihad to establish Islamic governance and enforce their interpretation of Sharia law worldwide. It wasn't jihad that he wasn't denouncing, it was Sharia law. Now, that video has gone viral. Many people on the left and right have spoken about this 100%, and they have warned about this. Zohran Mamdani's, Sharia law and what he's actually practicing. And, a lot of people, and I'm talking about a lot of people are waking up to this, right? This is the video right here that a lot of people are talking about when it comes to, again, what the conversation is.
Sharia law.
What does Sharia law have to do with this? Yes.
You denounce it, though. I'm asking you.
I am running.
I know, but that's the point. You're going to run for mayor. You have to denounce it. You denounce that.
What is Sharia law?
I come from a political tradition Donald Trump describes as the enemy within. We came here to remake this state in the image of our people.
Police think about Zohran, because I know that's like a little contentious.
What they think. You're a city employee. You get told what to do. Shut up. When did you get an opinion?
So there's this guy right here who is also Middle Eastern. He has gone viral in many other videos. He's asking and telling Zohran about Sharia law. And that's been like a huge worry of people. People have been talking about this. Another huge election-changing news, in my opinion. Not sure how much these things will change the election. I think New York City has made up its mind as to who they're going to go for, who they're going to choose. But a lot of people have been awakened by what it is that is about to happen, what it is that's going to change. And before we get to the bigger conversation as well that I want to talk about, because I don't want you guys to go anywhere, here's a video I did find. And I have been finding a lot of these videos. I'm not going to lie to you, right? Now, a lot of us, I had an accent growing up, right? Spanish was my first language, coming from Puerto Rico to New York City. So, I did speak Spanish first, but obviously I was 7 years old. So I was able to adapt and really, become the dominant language that I speak now is more English. Here is videos just years apart from each other, really not that far off, of what it is that people are finding about Zohran Mamdani. Take a listen.
Socialism.
This is Zohran Mamdani. He's running for mayor of New York and currently polling second. Here's what he normally sounds like.
We gather tonight in the wealthiest city, in the wealthiest country, in the history of the world.
But in an interview in South Africa, he sounded a little different.
I actually created a playlist for Mira, who also happens to be my mother. Nepotism and hard work goes a long way.
And in an interview with the Turkish-American podcast, Mamdani sounded different
I'll
again.
be honest with you, Brother Masoom, is that at this point, not many people are thinking about it.
And here is Zohran during his rapper days.
It would have been here earlier, but a worldwide tour is a worldwide tour is a worldwide tour. As in you can't
Celebrity
just you can't just stop it.
I do a deep dive into Zohran Mamdani and his changing accents for the Free Press. Read it at thefp.com.
The Free Press made that video. Free Press made that video. So a lot of people are hopeful for somebody like this, right? Because the case that's being made is that, hey, everything and all these politicians, they do nothing for us. So we just need somebody new, right? We're starving for somebody new. We also are starving for somebody that's liberal or that's progressive, and he is that. I'm a Sliwa guy. I would 100% always vote for Sliwa. I would not vote for Andrew Cuomo at all. I share the same type of, not hatred, but criticisms that Sliwa holds for Cuomo. But a lot of people are beginning to have an awakening to, is this guy even a true New Yorker? And can he get done exactly what he says he could get done? So I found this video here. And again, I thought it was very interesting. Coming from MSNBC's Michael Steele, who, again, a liberal, right, does not agree with many things that I probably agree with or many other people agree with. But I do think he's in the middle here for this specific topic when it comes to what is actually even gonna happen, right? So I want you guys to take a listen to exactly what he says here.
The system works. And so, you know, Mamdani, and here's the last piece, having been the lieutenant governor of a state and worked with every municipality in my state, with the mayors and the city councils, he's going to have to govern. So all of the stuff he's out here talking about he's going to do, and free markets, and I'm going to give you this, I'm going to give you that, wait till the city council has something to say about it. Wait till the governor of New York has something to say about it. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, when she says, well, we're not sending money to the city of New York to do that, Mr. Mamdani will have a different conversation than the one he's having right now. And more importantly, the people of the city, when he starts to stray from, and this goes back to your very first point in this conversation about Trump, when the leadership starts to stray, the people should course correct. The people should have something to say, whether it is a march, whether it is a protest, whether it's going to City Hall and sitting out front of his office. So I'm just waiting, let the voters vote, and then we can decide what this all looks like. I don't think it's a bellwether for the country. I think it's a bellwether for New York.
Yeah, it could go both ways. It really could. But I do agree with him here that there's so many things. In order to create or push for legislation or get approved for using taxpayer dollars to do certain things in the city, you're going to have to get approvals. And unfortunately, I just don't know if, unfortunately for him, I just don't think these ideas are going to flat out even be a thing. But again, they could be. They really could be, because New York City is so liberal that it could get that way, right? Even with people that have to vote on these things to get approved, or have to vote on taxpayer dollars being used in a certain direction or a certain way. But I think Michael Steele has a huge, great point there, that New York City is going to have to see. Now, if for some reason it turns out to be everything he says it is, I think that's where you have to think about a lot. But he's going to have to clash with the president. He's going to have to clash with the governor, Kathy Hochul, who, again, he didn't even endorse. That's another conversation for another day. So it does not look good for any other candidate. But people are already fatigued with what they have found, or what they have been finding about Zohran Mamdani. You know, so I do think to a degree he's pretty screwed, because you have all this pressure now to perform once you get elected, which I believe he probably will get elected. Again, I'm not sure, because you just never know. You never know in politics. Expect the unexpected. But I'm 25% sure that he will be. I'm actually probably higher than that. But what I'm saying is that it's going to probably come down to Sliwa and Cuomo going at it. But it's probably going to come down to these last 7 days of how people are going to portray him. Are people going to get cold feet? Are people going to go with what's more familiar? Are people going to go with the heart of New York, which is Curtis Sliwa, in my opinion? Or are people going to go with, again, the new, the unknown? They don't care anymore. They want change. People are struggling. New York City is down bad. You have somebody, talking about all these things. It does look good to a lot of New Yorkers. It just does. They have nothing else. But what are the repercussions? What are the things that you are going to go through? Well, we shall see. We shall see exactly what's about to happen. I would vote for Curtis Sliwa in a heartbeat. I would. That's my favorite here, but he's not the favorite with the voters. So, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of new information coming out. There's way more information that I probably didn't talk about here. But I think the opinions of Michael Steele are very important right now.